I could really use a change of scenery. Yeah. Everybody smoking all the greenery. Yeah. Close the match 'cause they were handed down to me. But I'm still fly, I know. I'm still fly, let's go. It could all be worse, I could be a hater like you. It could all be worse. Pills to make the man, but that poison's gonna chew you from the inside out. So right now, say it with your chest now, say it with your chest now. I'm young, I'm free, can't nobody take me here and now. It's my time to run it out. It's my time to ride it. I'm young, I'm free, can't nobody.
What's happening, everybody?
take me
Here we go again, 6 p.m. Sundays. It's the podcast recording. It's your boy Onyx once again here at Going Full Nerd. What's happening? Hopefully this is coming through okay. You know, last week I had some major difficulties and all that good stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I got to reset. I got to reset myself. I got to get things going. I got to make sure the equipment's right. I got to make sure everything's right. And I still managed to mess one thing up. I had this, I thought I was promoting my video. I had everything all set, script written, printed, everything good. Nah, that's not the thing. What I forgot to do, I forgot to make the video public ahead of time so people knew what was getting ready to get down on Sunday at 6 p.m. But that's okay. That's okay. I've done it. It's ready, and we got to go and get into the shameless plugs. No, there's no echo effect today. Thank goodness. You know what? And that's what I get. I learned how to use my stuff. But don't get it wrong. If I ever need to get the harmony kicking, I would do what I need to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. It is all good. Yo, what's happening? So let's get the shameless plug out the way and let's get to talking about the stuff that get down. All right. Let's start talking about what I watched, what I binge watched in between with all of my weekend. But shameless plug goes like this. If you're watching this, you're obviously watching it on youtube.com/goingfullnerd. And if you haven't already done so, hit the subscribe button and click the bell so you get the notifications when I go LIVE live. That's it. You know, I had to go ahead and throw that out there. Then what you go ahead and do, if you want to go ahead and listen to the podcast, because you don't have time to show up at 6 p.m. You don't want to be here live. That's okay. You listen to this on the podcast. The podcast is hosted on anchor.fm/goingfullnerd. And you can also hear it on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts, or wherever you kind of download your podcast listening pleasure. That's right. You know, hey, maybe one day I'll be on Sirius XM. Maybe one day I could get the thing and we could get it going. We could do what we need to do, right? And make sure you go hit goingfullnerd.com. That's right, goingfullnerd.com. That's where you can find cool Going Full Nerd merchandise. You know, get t-shirt, you get the mask that you can wear so you go in the stores nowadays in the days of COVID and all that good stuff. And you might see something cool. I got some cool stuff that I'm getting delivered to me right now. The brand new 2020 Going Full Nerd t-shirt. It's going to, when you see it, when it shows up and I'm aware, when you see it, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, oh, I got to have that. Trust me on that. You ain't getting it for free, but you got to be like, I gotta have that. But anyway, I think I got through the shameless plugs pretty good. But anyway, whew. Oh man, I hope everybody doing good. I'm gonna have to make this quick because this looks like it's getting ready to storm. I got the flash flood watch. You got hurricane coming up the coast. Whatever, you know, it is what it is, folks. This is 2020. I'm waiting for the alien invasion. I'm waiting for Skynet to get going and all that good stuff, you know? Don't get it twisted, okay? Don't get it twisted. It's about to get crazy. Yes, I have the adult beverage, the Dos Equis beer. Ladies and gentlemen, that was not an endorsement, okay? Matter of fact, I should be drinking water right now. That's what I should be drinking. But no, it's showtime, so we got to make sure that I get where I need to get. But anyway, let's get into it. Let's get into it. So check it out. Netflix dropped Friday, The Umbrella Academy. As you can see, the title of this week's episode is Back in Time to Really Screw Things Up. Yeah. All right. Just remember, so The Umbrella Academy, it returns for an action packed second season. Okay. If you think the first season was off the chain, which I did. The second season is going to blow your mind. Let me say it again. The second season is going to blow your mind. It's going to blow your mind. Just letting you know that, okay? Let's just keep things in perspective. All right, folks? The two big comic companies, DC and Marvel, they will be striving to do what Netflix has done with Dark Horse comic book property. I get, a while ago, I was like, ooh, Marvel stopped putting stuff on Netflix, with the cancellation of Daredevil, Punisher, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist. Now, I was like, you know what? I was like, wow, Dark Horse Comics. Dark Horse Comics is not one comic book company. You be like, yo, I got to go pick up that Dark Horse. It's like, okay. But here's the thing. They've had some hits. They've had some misses. You know, they had, certain independent comic book stuff, like we did reviews on the channel. We talked about Lock and Key. We talked about that. We seen a couple of different ones. But let's throw it out here. Okay? Let's throw it out here. Let's get to Umbrella Academy season 2. I gave the first season a 4.7 out of 5. You don't believe me? Go check out the video from 2019, around February timeframe, I think it was. A 4.7 out of 5. That's a high bar. Okay? And a second season or a second outing into anything, the second movie, the second season of a TV show, things like that, that's a high bar to set. It really is. And here's the thing. This show is heavily entrenched with time travel. And time travel, I'm going to throw it out here. Time travel is a mother. Time travel, in the words of Bernie Mac, time travel is a mother. Okay? And honestly, it's kind of difficult to keep a story like this on track. But when you have alternate futures, the end of time, I don't see how they can write these stories. I really don't. And kind of make sure they don't mess up. That's my thing. All right. Think of it this way. And in watching the show, I'm gonna try to keep spoilers to a minimum. But if you had the chance to change the past, would you? That seems to be a running trend in sci-fi comic book and movies and stuff like that right now. I mean, that was a big dilemma with, the Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame. That was the big thing, time travel. If I go back in the past, that scene that War Machine said, do we go back in the past? Do we shoot Hitler as a baby? Thanos as a baby? Be done? No. Okay. Yeah. Time travel doesn't work that way. You create alternate branches. Yeah. It's so confusing. Back to the Future got us all screwed up. Let's just take it and put it there. Back to the Future, Bill and Ted's Adventure, hell, Hot Tub Time Machine. It got us all messed up. We don't know what to do with time travel. Jules Verne, I think he had it right back in the day with the old school joint. But hey, it is what it is. So, in the case of the Umbrella Academy, the kids, our heroes, the people, whatever you want to call them, I use that term loosely. Okay? It always leads to Armageddon. It always leads to world-ending events. It's like these cats have just perennial bad luck. These guys are the schlep rock of the superhero universe. I thought Doom Patrol was like really screwed up. These guys are really screwed up. These guys have problems. So let's take it up. Season 2 is 10 episodes long. Okay. It picks up after the last season's world ending moment. So if you ain't watched season 1, screw you. I'm going to spoil it. The world blew up. And so you can watch season 2, know it starts off after the world blew up. All right. Nice little recap if you watch it. Anyway, so let's break this down episode by episode. And I'm going to give you little nitpicks about each episode, little things that I'm going to say to kind of get you hyped up over each episode. Because when you hear the rating I give season 2, you're going to be like, yo, really? Really, son? You did it like that? But let me get to it. So episode 1, okay, it sets the stage. It shows everybody spread out across time with a time jump gone wrong. We know how that goes, okay? And they're back there screwing stuff up because if you send me to the past, if we send you to the past, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? We gonna start doing stuff. We know what's gonna happen next, so we gonna start doing crazy stuff. Okay, next thing. That's after we get over our initial. So we kind of get it. So let's go to episode 2. Okay, episode 2. Let's bring in the problems of the 1960s. They jump back in time to 1960. And now they're touching on different things. You know, this is the trend in television today. We got to be woke. We got to be, we got to touch on subjects that make touchy. We got to make sure everybody gets represented. So we got things like race relations, law enforcement, all that stuff. And then we get introduced to what I originally thought would be the villains, the Swedes, that are hunting the heroes, and they are comical as hell. They got me cracking the F up. I'm a just say. They got me crying on that. Okay. Now, last season we had, Mary J. Blige. Was it Mary J. Blige? I think that was Mary. Yeah, that was Mary J. Blige. And, Hazel and I forgot her name, whatever, Mary J. Blige. But anyway, let's go into it. That was cool. All right. So we get through that. Got some funny moments and things like that. You get to episode 3. Now you got our heroes getting back together. You see these patterns going into it. They're getting closer and closer. And every time they get together, they get more complications. And once they really get back together, what is it? Worst of all circumstances. Okay. Now, the twist, starting in episode 3, Diego's new girlfriend. Number 2. All right. Diego's new girlfriend, it's right here. You figure out she's not what she seems to be. Then we get to episode 4. Now, my first initial reaction, I wrote this down exactly at this. I said, what kind of twisted-ish is we got going on here? What the hell is this? And it confuses me because sometimes I just can't follow it. It seems like it's getting together. What it could when you got superpowered individuals from the future in the past. Then they, look for their father. He got some crazy stuff going on. We know what the deal is with number 2's crazy girlfriend. My favorite character out the whole thing is number 5. Okay? Number 5 is the man. I'm going to just throw that. We find out connections to the first season. And then no matter what happened, tragedy is following these guys every step of the way. And they try to fix the things that go wrong as best they can. I mean, I guess that's what makes this story, bearable. That's what makes this story hanging in. Okay, I dig. I dig. So, we get, so the next episodes flesh out. Episode 5, we get an origin story, from season 1. Everybody gets together, plan comes together. You get another look at each of the individuals and their current situations. Then, boom, craziness ensues. Then you start getting more backstories. Then you get other stuff going. You get one thing, episode 7. This is one thing. I'm going to spoil something. Episode 7, we got a fight montage. Right? You know how you're old school and they start throwing down and they start playing the music? Yo, they got a Backstreet Boys background music in a fight montage. Yo, I'm sitting here and I am getting hype. I'm sitting watching the thing. So, kind of through the whole thing, I'm like, okay, this. They dropped that Backstreet Boys music and then they started fighting to it. I was like, oh, is it? Ah, oh, man, I was hype. As a matter of fact, I might go back and watch just that episode for the fight scene right after. I mean, that's just me. I'm weird like that. I like that. That's how I go. So, get to episode 8. It gets good. It gets real good. Time travel rules go sideways. There was a couple of confusing things. Wasn't really understanding. So confusing, but it's something that you learn. Everything happens in cycles. I don't know. The people who adapted this for television, they pretty smart people. I give them a little credit. They got this thing going to a good point because it kind of reflects things that we're dealing with now. Things happen in cycles. Don't you repeat the past. Doomed to repeat the past if you don't remember the past. Whatever. Anyway, episode 9, I'm gonna tell you, I only got 2 words for episode 9. Oh, snap. I can't say nothing else about episode 9. And then in episode 10, the last episode, you get the battle to end all battles. You got an Avengers Endgame level fight in episode 10. You're gonna be like, oh, ooh, oh, oh. All you needed to hear was Anthony Mackie talking about on your right. That's all you needed to hear. That's all you needed to hear. Cap. You might as well have had that as the climatic battle in episode 10 of season 2. But I'm going to bring you back to 2 words that I said about a previous episode on how I felt about it. And that's all snap. It was crazy. It was crazy. So that's 10 episodes. That's the better half of 2 days I watched it. Then I sat there and I said to myself yesterday, I went out, visited my boy, checked out his house, took a drive, took a nap, took a sleep, played some video games, dad drank a beer, did all that. And I said to myself, man, what am I going to give Umbrella Academy season 2? What am I going to give the second effort when it comes to this? Because, Netflix is notorious for canceling stuff after the second season, after the first season. I mean, heck, Lost in Space, which I kind of like, is canceled on Netflix. I mean, it is what it is. But what does your boy Onyx give? What do I give Umbrella Academy season 2? Not a 5. Not giving it. I'm going to keep it along the exact same lines as I did season 1. It's going to be a 4.7. Why didn't it get a 5? I'll tell you why I didn't get a 5. Some of the stuff, I had to say on your right, low cuts, only because, there's copyright issues and things like that. But anyway, so listen, here's the thing. There's a reason why I gave it a 4.7. The show was excellent. It was excellent through and through. I really, really liked it. I dig it. It was, I mean, I was enthralled from beginning to end, but there was some little discrepancies in their explanation of time travel. So there was one particular thing, and I'm going to spoil this for some. So if you haven't watched this, I'm not going to tell you which episode it came under, but cover your ears because this is the spoiler portion. All right, here you go. So here's the thing. part of the whole deal of it is from the very first episode, you see that the world is supposed to end in X number of days, 10 days to be exact, when Five shows up on the scene. That's all established in the first episode. So, in my humble opinion, how did Five time jump and do what he did to the Time Authority Council? He jumped to 1982 during the course of it. So if Armageddon happens, everything stops. How can you jump ahead in time to 1982? Excuse me, if everything was going to end back in 1963 or 64, whatever. You see my point? So that was the lazy writing. So I had to docket 3.3 for lazy writing. So that's my thing. That it's so small. If you're not paying attention, you'd be like, meh, okay, yeah. But how? How, Sway? That's how they say it. How, Sway? How did you do it? I don't know. So, if the world ends on this part and you jump ahead to this part, how can you go back to this part to fix this from ending? See my point? Time travel stories get confusing. Back to the Future got us all messed up. Back to the Future got all messed up. But it is what it is. I also watched something else this weekend, but I'm gonna record that. This was something that was pretty cool. I ended up watching Transformers on Netflix. War for Cybertron. That's almost finished writing that review. Promise. I really, really promise. I promise. I know sometimes I'll be like, yo, I'm gonna review this, and then I'll be like, yo, I'm tired. I'm sleeping. No, I can't do it. But it is what it is. But hey, tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. Hey, I'm gonna put it out there. What I'm gonna say, I'm gonna throw it out there for you guys. Throw it out for you guys. You could call in. Yes, no, indifferent. But even if you don't, you could call after I turn the phone lines off. Leave a message. I will play it. I will play it. If it's like I say, foolishness begets foolishness. So the crazier your message, the crazier my message. But anyway, but like I said, I was watching, this. This is damn good. I don't know what else to say. It's not perfect, but it is something worth watching. And like I said, I'm going to go back and watch that episode with the Backstreet Boys fight montage. I might just put that little section of the episode on loop because it got me hyped the hell up. You talk about somebody that was like, yo, this is on point. Yes, that's how I was feeling. That's how I was going. A couple of other little admin things. I am going to say this. I am looking at taking down the Facebook group for Going Full Nerd. I'm going to take it down. I'm going to blow it up. Sometimes you got to do a scorched earth policy. I'm going to blow it up and start over from scratch. So be on the lookout for that. I don't know when I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it. Yo, you know what? I got to go out there. I see the chat. Yo, my man Thomas, he puts it out there. There's 8 of y'all watching and only 4 likes on the video. Hit that thumbs up. Let me know you're standing here. I know there's some people that like giving me thumbs down. It is what it is, but I know you watch. But anyway, I'm going to go out here. I'm going to do it like this. My man Omar said it like that. I'm going to go ahead and do it like this. I heard a rumor that you guys are going to like what's coming up next on Going Full Nerd later this week. Oh, y'all going to love this. Y'all going to love this. It's going to get crazy. That's right. We're going to make it work. But anyway, be on the lookout for the Transformers review. Also, please remember, continue to hit me up on Twitter. Hit me in the DMs on Twitter. Hit me in the Facebook group while it's still alive. I'm going to just say that. And we'll go ahead and get stuff going and popping off. But yo, we've reached that time. I'm so glad we've had this time. I can't sing nothing else. But, in the words of Jigsaw,
this time we're not going to play a game. We are going to get off the air.
But anyway, hey, this is your boy Onyx. Thank you very much. Remember, everybody, like, share, subscribe. Let me hit that funky outro music. And guess what? We gonna get the heck out of here because you know something? Like I say, I'm still fly.
Close the matches, they were handed down to me. But I'm still fly, I know. I'm still fly, let's go.